Yesterday, I had encouraged you to look at James chapter 4, verses 1 through 10, and we focused on verse 7. And today you can continue in James chapter 4. I encourage you to look at verses 11 to 17. And verse 11, which is our verse for today, is exhorting us and urging us not to speak evil against one another, against other people. And listen to the verse. James writes, "Do not speak evil against one another, brothers and sisters. Whoever speaks evil against another or judges another speaks evil against the law and judges the law. But if you judge the law, you are not a doer of the law, but a judge." He goes on, I'll give you a little bonus, and says, "There is one lawgiver and judge who is able to save and destroy. So who are you then to judge your neighbor?" And James will go on in James chapter 5 and verse 9 to say, "Beloved, do not grumble against one another so that you may not be judged." One of the connections that James makes is between what we say both to and about other people and the judgments that we're making that are behind those statements. We often can make assumptions about people that are just simply wrong. They're not correct because we haven't taken the time to understand that person, or because that person may be a stranger. We may just be judging a behavior we're seeing of someone in a store or on the road or wherever we may be in public, but we don't know the story. And part of what James is focusing on all throughout his letter, which is part of why I love it so much and why it's a favorite book of mine in the Bible, is he's very focused on, are you living out the law of God? Are you doing what God tells us to do? James, of course, is the book, Faith Without Works is Dead. It doesn't matter what we say we believe. What matters is how we live our life, and that includes how we speak about and even against other people. There is a fine line, or you might say, to use another image, a slippery slope between practicing discernment and judging other people. And we want to be very careful that in trying to discern whether someone is in the right or in the wrong, or whether there's someone we should associate with or not, that we're being discerning, we're not judging. And one of the ways I think you can get a sense of which one is it is judgment often involves a degree of self-righteousness, a degree of looking down at or upon another person, disregarding them because of something that may be more of a surface thing rather than a matter of character. And so I don't know about you, but one of the things my mother obviously learned in mother's school, where mothers are taught the things to say to their kids, but my mother would always say to my sisters and to me, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all. And while that isn't ideally perfect advice, because there are times we do have to say things that another person may not feel are nice, the sentiment behind it in terms of not judging is still true. So I encourage you to try to go through this day, just one day, without speaking evil or against anyone else.